There we go.
Should we take that trash can over there? Or-
Yeah, it does look ugly.
I'm weird.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm just sorry.
Now I'm gonna move a little over here. And I'm gonna
Props,
hit
you know.
4 and 5, 4,
Wanna get in there
3,
close and
2.
good?
We're live.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome to Bass Jam. I'm Will Ross, here up live in the Sunsphere with Mr. Kirk Fleta. Good to have you, man.
Howdy, good to be here.
This is a big interview for me.
Yeah, man, I'm excited too.
I get to interview one of my old heroes.
Yeah, man, well, I'm honored. Thank you, Will. I'm so honored to be here.
I met you years ago through Teeper, Terry Phillips.
Terry Phillips, my mentor.
Yeah.
I love Terry Phillips. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's one of Knoxville's oldest, best songwriters he's a staple to this music community. And everybody in this music community loves and respects Terry Phillips.
And he's a total devotee to the art form too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember presenting some of my songs that I wrote to him and he tore them apart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's real serious about what he does. And he's so knowledgeable and he's just a natural, man. I remember him telling me a story, like he used to come out to Maryville College and hang out with me, and we would play shows together for the college, for the Maryville College students and my fellow students. You know, I was a freshman, and they would be out on the lawn on their towels and stuff, listening to me and Teeper. But Teeper inspired me. He's my mentor, and but he was very dedicated, and I've just always been so honored. But he told me a funny story. He would go to gigs, and on the way to the gig, he'd listen to a song, and when he got to the gig, he would play the song. And you know, and
no, he has a magic ear. He really
Yeah,
does.
he really
the
does.
man can barely hear.
I know. Yeah, well, he's always had one ear. He was
Yeah.
born with only one ear, and he used it better than most people use both their ears.
Right.
Me included, me especially.
And he's one of those freaks with perfect pitch and everything.
Yeah, man, he totally is. And gosh, I love him so much. Plus, he's just a wonderful soul on the planet.
Yeah. In fact, his daughter texted me right before, and she was like, "Tell Kirk," I said, "Hey."
Oh, really? Oh, good. I love you, Allison. Awesome.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and play two and let people know what you're about, and then we'll discuss what the hell it is.
Okay, sounds great. What do you think about the Barney song?
The Barney song.
Yes,
we
we
talking
played
about
that.
the purple dinosaur.
Okay, just kidding. I wrote this song for a friend of mine, a dear friend. He was turning 40, thought he was getting old, and I said, bah humbug, and wrote him this song. Going over the ridge, I leave my worries all behind, taking every moment just smile. And walk along for the towns, rolling down the road on a lifetime. Walk the line, yeah, on a lifetime. Walk the line, yeah. In stride.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say, one of the things that I've always loved about your music is you got that feeling of duende. You know what duende is? Duende is the feeling of joy and happiness that you get from playing music with other people.
Yeah.
It's a Spanish term.
Oh, it's a Spanish term. My mom's from Spain. I'm not Spanish. Well, I need to know this term.
Duende.
Winde.
Duende.
Oh, duende.
Yeah, duende.
Oh, so D-I-W-E-N-D-E. Duende.
I think that's it.
How cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, and you can just hear that. Like, I feel like you've sat around a lot of campfires and had some good times there.
Yeah, I did. I kind of rebelled against my father's rich lifestyle because it involved a lot of stress. And Dad was taking out his stress on his kids. And at 13, I was like, no way, that's just wrong. You can't live like that. That's not happiness. Mom would never do that. And I was totally mama's boy. And so I kind of rebelled. And Keith Garnes, that gentleman outside the door there, he turned me on to Volkswagen vans. And
Yeah.
I was like, so I got my first one when I was 22, and it was in 1992, and it was, oh my God, a beginning for a new journey of freedom and a wonderful life. Living in a Volkswagen van, you make sure you get your cooler loaded with beer, of course, and you gotta have your milk for coffee in the morning and your honey. You gotta have all your amenities. Living in the van, you know, we had 3,200 acres, 2 houses. But no, I chose to live in a van down by the river.
That's funny. You must have heard that a lot.
I rebelled, and I was so happy for it. I was. I knew music would be in my life when I was 13, and so I kind of engrossed every ounce of freedom, love, and commitment into living the lifestyle of what I thought might be a happy lifestyle, and it ended up being a very happy lifestyle. And not being worried about, you know, millions of dollars.
Well, this is a bit of an amateur interview question, but I'm genuinely curious. Like, when did you start playing music, and how did it all begin for you?
Well, I was 13 when I first picked up the guitar. My big brother played guitar, and my dad played guitar. My dad played bluegrass when he was a kid. He played at the midday merry-go-round here in Austin. Something barn dance. And so Chet Atkins came in one time, and Dad was practicing back there in the back room, and Chet Atkins said, Bashful, my dad's nickname, his stage name was Bashful Kenny. He said, Bashful, that's not a boat oar, it's a guitar. Let me show you how it's done. And Chet Atkins picked up his guitar. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of that Jimi Hendrix, Pete Townsend, you know, argument backstage. Like, I'm not going down first. You're going on first. I'm not following you. And Jimi Hendrix goes, well, if I'm following you, I'm pulling out all the stops. And he pulls out his guitar, puts his foot on the stool. But anyway, so I thought that was a cool story. Dad used to tell him stuff. So I loved music. And so 13, I learned my first song, which was Neil Young, Needle and the Damage Done. And
That's a good one.
my
Your
brother,
first tune?
yeah, it was my
Man.
first tune, and my brother said that they had no time for me, no patience. So they never gave me a guitar lesson. My brother showed me how to play a D chord because he said, pick a song off this cassette showing my age, and I'll show you the first chord, I'll show you the key it's in, and I'll show you how to tune your guitar. But you got to figure out the rest yourself. I want you to learn the introduction, the exit, every word, sing, you play every note. Don't come to me until you have this song perfect. I was like, okay. So it took me a while, and I'm a slow learner, you know. I learned this song, and after I learned that song, I was like, it was really brilliant because I didn't need him anymore. All I needed was more music. You know, give me more music. You know, I fell in love with James Taylor, and Neil Young was one of my heroes too. James Taylor's totally my hero. Of course,
Did you go see him when he came through town
I
recently?
did not recently. My girlfriend, my wonderful girlfriend Candace, bought me tickets to his show a couple of years ago when we went together. But we both were busy this year, and I missed it. But hopefully it'll come around next year. I hope to God, because I want to make time for it.
And that's one of the things that I noticed. I guess I got your Bare Bones album. I think I had just graduated high school and it fell into my lap. Probably through Keeper.
Yeah.
And I ate that album up. Like, I was in the midst of listening to a lot of punk rock and angry music, and something about that album really hit me.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not sure why or how, but it kind of like helped pry me away from the angry, angsty teenage music and into like more mature, fun,
Oh my God.
like joy-related music, I guess you could say.
You never told me that before. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like $1,000,000. Thank you.
No, but it had, it had some highbrow stuff. You had some really cool finger picking stuff in, and I'm curious about like where'd you get into the finger picking stuff?
Needle in the Damaged Done was an intricate song, with
Right.
picking each note with a plectrum, with a pick. But you know, finger picking was, I think, because of James Taylor.
Yeah.
And also because of the flamenco that my father played. You know, he's
Oh, your father played flamenco.
Yeah.
I love that.
The other kind of thing, you know. So I just love finger picking, love it, you know, it really gives you, it opens up the world of guitar playing to a wealth of more possibilities. I mean, just you can do so much more when you finger pick.
Right.
I mean,
And that's what, you learn all the chords you strum when you write songs, but then you can just make one chord sound so beautiful if you finger pick. And everybody's like, wow, he knows what he's doing.
yeah, man,
It's
yeah.
really just right hand work.
Yeah, right, putting both hands to work, you know. I don't know, I just fell in love with it. And James Taylor was a big reason for that. He's
Yeah.
a big reason for that, because I just love what he did with his hammer-ons and that kind of thing. And so that's where that came from. Chain Smoking was one of my favorite ones. So
Well, I can see you've got a little bit of flamenco going there too.
Yeah. With that.
Flips down.
Yeah, I use it. I do. I throw that little trill, that little. I throw that in a lot of songs, like "End It Right Here." Why don't we end it right here? Put a stop to the pain. That one, and I throw it in bus songs. Blackberry Wine. Throw it in that
Ooh,
one.
Blackberry Wine.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember hearing that on the radio on 90.3 one time.
Yeah.
I called into the radio station. I was like, who is that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, wait. You know, I remember the first time I was just driving down the road in my 1968 Volkswagen van. I think it was my 71 van at the time. And I just turned on the radio just because I was on the way to play a gig in Cookville. And it was me on the radio. I was like, look, well, yeah, I know I don't like to hear myself. I don't like to listen to myself. I definitely wouldn't choose to just sit down and listen to myself unless I was critiquing a recording so that I can improve my performance. I have done that for years.
You gotta do that.
Yeah, I want to make sure I get rid of any kind of little idiosyncrasies that may damage the art, you know. So, it blew my mind, man. That's me on the radio, and it was 2 for Tuesday. So then they played another song. I think it was "Bad Love." It was on 90.3 WUTK. I love that station.
Shout out to Benny Smith, who's been running that thing.
Well, I love Benny Smith so much.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy, man. Such a wonderful person. And so, yeah, man, that blew my mind. And that happened to me that year and the next year, like 7 times. I just at random, I turned on the radio and it was me. I was like, 7 times in my lifetime it's happened like at random. I'm like, whoa. And I'm not really I have a lot of radio play with that one album, but I haven't had a lot of albums out, man. It's my fault. My friends tease me, you know. I've got tons of songs, and it's mainly because I'm never satisfied with what I come up with the sound. I hate to hear myself. So I've decided on this new album that I'm working on that my friends are gonna make the decisions for me. And I'm gonna put together a group of, you know, I say odd people, an odd number of people, but they may be odd people also.
Yeah.
Of course all my friends are odd, they're my friends. But anyway, so I'm gonna let them make the call on whether the recordings are good enough, and then I'll put out the new album.
So you got a new album coming?
Yeah, I got a bunch of songs, and Chain Smoking's gonna be on there, because it's not been on another album. I mean, I had a live album that I threw out there for a while, but it didn't last. I just kind of quit producing. I quit releasing, quit putting it out there. But Chain Smoking's going to be on there, and then Deep as the River, which is another song that I used to play at River John's, but it's not on an album at all, but it needs to be. I've got a ton of songs.
Well, it's kind of sad now because the financial return on creating an album is just not there.
I know.
And so the only reason to do it is like historical preservation at this point. And it's
Well,
like,
I know it's true, yeah, but it has to be done. It has to be done, and it just gives me the freedom to not have to worry about millions of dollars.
right. Because I know that I was working real hard to put out an album with my last band, and I came to the realization like it's not going to earn us any money. It's not going to give us anything. Maybe here's what it can do: is it will give somebody something to hold on to.
Yes.
And they'll keep it with.
Well, I tell you what, the biggest return I got on Bare Bones was not only radio play. I mean, Brent Thompson would call me and say, "Kirk, they're burning you up on the radio," and he'd hold the phone to the radio, you know. So that was a huge return. That was a huge, like, it was fuel back to my soul, so I could continue the journey. But also it was the fan mail. People would email me and text me and call me and just tell me out in person. They say, "Dude, this was the biggest compliment." I had a bunch of people say the same compliment. It was weird. They all said that we just leave your CD in our car, and when we drive somewhere, that's what we listen to. Your CD's just been in our CD player for like a year.
I was one of those people, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had that Bare Bones CD just looping all the time.
Oh my God, I'm honored, man. I'm honored. So and I tried to save a lot of those emails, but a lot of those burned up in the fires. I printed them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we need to play some more music, but I do want to get into that because, you had a big fire up at your house.
I did, and I've recovered, and heart and soul I've recovered, and thanks to the wonderful people who helped me. And so this new album, I'm going to send it out to all the people who have helped me, and I just haven't done it yet. Stay tuned, guys, it's coming.
Alright, well, let's play some more music. What do you want to play?
Let's do it. Deep as the River, since I was speaking about it. Alright, my dog wrote this song, and she was a dog drunk when she wrote it.
You feed your dog beer?
Actually we did, little handfuls of beer, not too much. But there was a keg party I was playing, and I said, "Where's my dog?" And she was around the keg. And you know how the foam gets spilled out into the ground? It becomes a moat that you have to step into when you fill your cup with beer. She was drinking it all up. She was stumbling on all fours. I was like, oh God, my poor dog.
That's funny. I've learned if you give dogs alcohol, they love it.
Yeah, they do. My dog loved it. Myself as captain of a boat going down the muddy river, steering my life to the rhythm of twists and turns. Well,
Noah Ross. We got Kirk Fleta in the studio. We are brought to you by Hutch and Howard Realty, Raven Records and Rarities, and Union Place Bar and Grill. Go check them out and buy some records, drinks, and real estate.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Buy their business and you'll have their real estate.
Well, I got a non-music question for you. And I get this because, like, I love old school radio. And I don't know if you ever listen to Coast to Coast AM.
I've listened to it a few times.
I used to listen to it driving back from gigs.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, Coast to Coast is super cool, man.
Yeah, just talking about shadow people and aliens and conspiracies.
I played on pirate radio. It was right here in Knoxville. Pirate radio.
K-Far.
Hey, there's a rainbow. We're looking at a rainbow outside the Sunosphere over here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and the end of the rainbow. Look, we found a bucket of gold. It's actually a radio towers, a bundle of radio towers.
The gold is in South Knoxville, though.
Yeah, it is. South Knoxville. Look, and there's House Mountain. No, shoot, that's White Rock. Holy crap.
But anyways, my question was, have you ever experienced anything supernatural? Any weird stuff? UFO sightings, ghosts? This has been a dead end question for the past like 6 interviews, so I will.
Yeah,
I'll concede that.
yeah. I don't think I have. No, I really haven't. I've never really. Now I tell you what, the most amazing thing. I was on the phone with Keith Garnes, standing on the roof of my house, and I looked out, and there was this huge burning meteor that just looked like it was so close to me, and it was just flying through the air. I mean, I could hear it, and I was like, holy crap. So that's the closest I've ever gotten to that. I mean, it was a real thing. I was like
Technically that qualifies as supernatural.
aghast. Bell Witch the movie. Oh, yeah, my buddy is trying to tell me to talk about. Oh, that's the most. Yeah, Bell Witch the movie. No, I was just in the movie. They put about a $3 million movie out. My friends did, and they did a great job. And it's called Bell Witch the movie. And but I've never really seen a witch. But the production of this movie was so much fun. I loved hanging out with them.
Yeah.
They hired the real deal, the gaffers who've been on all these great movie sets. They told all these great stories about all their favorite movie stars that they've worked with. Their favorite, and hands down, everybody's favorite was Adam Sandler. They said, they said, you know how the movie stars will say, well, I want only green M&Ms and gold doorknobs on my trailer. Adam Sandler was like, I want you to gut my trailer and put a stage in there with drums and keyboard and guitar and bass sampler, and just leave my bedroom, and put a bar in there. And so after shooting the movie, whatever movie this, the party was at Adam's place. But anyway, so that was closest to supernatural, I guess, just the meteor, and that movie was fun. And thanks for bringing that up, Rich, because that was a blast. But so. Yeah, I've felt weird presence and stuff, my hair and stuff. That's about it.
Yeah. That's what I think, as far as I've gotten, is the most supernatural thing I've seen is when a bunch of people get together and make music.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, damn, we all play better than we thought we could.
Yeah. I think it's funny that there's in my lifetime hanging out with great players like Gary Mackey, God rest his soul. Gary Mackey and I played together forever. We were the Throbbing Catfish Wobblers, and but a lot of people would describe such amazing players like Gary Mackey or my grandfather as aliens. Man, oh my God, they're so great. They're an alien, dude.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. Well, I've got to ask you, since you've been on the Knoxville scene for a while, and this whole station is kind of about keeping an eye on the scene and helping it out, like, what has changed? Like, how did things used to be? How has it evolved? Are you happy with it? Like,
I am blown away by it, because I was here playing these clubs in this town when the scene was not as magnanimous and as explosive as it is right now. Right now it's amazing. There's so much music going on. There's so much appreciation for music, which is why this is a great town with great people. I love this town. I I call Knoxville my big city hometown. You know, my hometown is Gatlinburg. It's true. I love the mountains and I love swimming in those cold streams. That is my life. But Knoxville's my big city hometown. You know.
Yeah, it's a different vibe musically up in Gatlinburg. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
You bring the money or you're cut.
Yeah. I mean, what's cool, what's funny about me in Gatlinburg is I'm a rebel.
You are. You're not your typical Gatlinburg band.
Yeah, no, I refuse. I refuse to play Freebird or Sweet Home Alabama or Amy American Pie, Wagon Wheel. All those songs that just get burned out. Well, because every cookie cutter band plays those songs. You know, I'm like, well, if you want to go hear that song, it's going to be easier for you to find some band that plays that song. What I'm bringing to the table is something completely different. I am playing cover songs, but I'm playing like Fishbone, Change. I'm playing.
You got some Fishbone?
Yeah, I play some Widespread Panic. I play some Pink Floyd. But a lot of people play Pink Floyd. But as far as Gatlinburg, I mean, I've actually knocked myself out of gigs by being this rebellious. I mean, the Smoky Mountain Brewery won't hire me because I'm not that guy.
Right.
You know, I'm fine with that. Especially now that there's so many venues in town, and I mix it up a bit. I play my originals, sure I do, but I don't, force them on people. I mean, I'll play an original, then I'll play a cover tune, something that's not been burned out, but something can sink their teeth into and recognize it. You know.
That is kind of the order of the day in Knoxville. Is you got to sandwich your originals between some nice covers.
Yeah, and why not? That's entertaining.
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, some big bands, they do their own version. And that's my thing with cover tunes. I'm gonna do my own version. I don't wanna sound just like the band I'm covering. Now it's difficult with James Taylor because if you try to mess too much with a James Taylor song, you're more likely you're just gonna screw it up because he's so amazing.
Some people.
Yeah, I mean, because I can do some little nuances and stuff and some little tweaks here and there just to throw my own little heart and soul in there, and I can, as long as I mean it. That's been my motto in my whole life with my music career. That's my one motto: mean it, fucking mean it, just fucking mean it. You're playing cover songs or playing your originals, just mean it. As long as you mean it in your heart and soul.
Well, yeah, and then if you have to play Sweet Home Alabama, and you can't mean it, then why?
Yeah, exactly. If I hate a song, if I can't stand a song, there is a little trick there that I think is really entertaining, really funny, where somebody goes, "Here's $20, play Freebird," and then the guy on stage is like, "All right, do I have $25 or $30 to not play Freebird?" And then just started off like an auction, like, yeah.
I did that for a while. People would request Wagon Wheel for a while, and I would say $100 and I'll play it. And it happened.
Sorry. Oops, sorry about that.
It actually happened about 2 or 3 times where somebody was like, "Fine, I'll pay $100," and I played Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, right, yeah. $100. $100 is $100.
Yeah. I will afford myself out for $100.
Right.
And honestly, Wagon Wheel is not a terrible song. It's just
It's a great song. And it's a Bob Dylan song.
Yeah.
One of our heroes. I mean,
It's a great song.
Bob Dylan. I mean, come on. You can't deny Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's amazing. And that's a great song.
But I have to say that I respect that about like what I've seen through your musical career is that you understand the cover world. And you tip your hat to it, you respect it, but at the same time you're constantly trying to push for new stuff and getting your own stuff out there, which I think is very important.
Yeah, man. And I really, I would like to make the transition. I know I'm older, but I don't care. I'm still brave enough to try to get out of to push it up several notches and go ahead and get this new album out. And I want to tour. I want to open up for bigger bands. I want to do more with this new album. So I'm ready.
So if people want to hear your music now, whatever you have recorded already, where can they find it?
Basically, gotta
Hunt you down? Buy a CD from the band?
No, it's not quite so difficult. Really, all they have to do is search my name and go to my Bandcamp page. And they can order my CD, and I'll have it mailed. They can order my shirts, my koozies, and stickers. But some joker in Vietnam stole my domain name, KirkFleta.com.
Really?
They stole it.
That just seems so mean.
I know.
There's really no reason.
I don't know how they did it, I guess they did it because there were a lot of, I guess there were a lot of,
Oh, you don't need it to go down. You're good.
I guess there were a lot of, bye honey, love you. Yeah, my girlfriend's leaving. So I guess there were a lot of, these guys apparently scavengers for websites. And apparently there must be so many hits on the website that it made it seem like a moneymaker.
That's kind of flattering.
And I kind of, but it makes me mad as hell. It's like, why did you steal my website? I mean, I'm Kirk Fleta, you're not Kirk Fleta. So KirkFleta.com. So I did reserve KirkFletamusic.com. And somebody told me I should reserve TheKirkFleta.com.
That could work.
But that just sounds so arrogant, and I'm not that kind of guy. You know? The Kirk Fleta.
You are the Kirk Fleta. There's no arguing that.
Right?
So you got any shows coming up?
I do. I'm playing the Roaming Gnome Severe Bowl with a full band this Saturday, a week from tonight, a week from last night, lost today. And then I'm playing at, I'm happy about this. I have an every Tuesday, every week gig in my hometown in Gatlinburg at 3 Jimmies. So it's really cool because that's where I can experiment with some new songs on my local hometown buddies. I can, you know, and I have my local friends coming to hear me. So I've been building this. I told them, give me your slowest night. So Tuesday was their slowest night. So they gave me that, and I've been building it, and now I've got a good crowd. I've got a good bass crowd. And so I'm just trying to build it even more.
I like that. Like, if you can grab a crowd on a Tuesday night, then you're really doing something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, man. I would like to find a place here in Knoxville where I could do the same, where I have a local Knoxville every week gig where I could build the night, you know, build the night, bring it. And have guest stars every week come and sit in with me. That'd be cool. Would you come sit in with me?
Yeah, come.
That'd be awesome. I don't know where it's going to be. I've been playing at Next Level Brewing Company, which I love.
Yeah, Next Level's great.
Yeah, their product, their beers, their logo, the owner, the employees, they're all great. They're just really
They've
cool.
got a nice little open mic scene there. I don't know if you've been.
They do.
Travis Tinch.
That's how and that guy's great.
Yeah.
He's so good, man. Anyway, that's how I kind of, I just popped in and it was going on. And so I said, well, I had the night off. So I can sit around. It was a Tuesday night. And I can sit around. That was just a few months ago before I got my every Tuesday gig. But so, and then I also played the Gypsy Circus Barrel House, which I love that place.
Yeah, Barrel House is a nice spot.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. And also, where else? Oh my God, one of my favorite places of all time, and it's such an honor to be there in West Knoxville, the Backdoor Tavern, man. Oh my God, the Backdoor Tavern. It is
Hanging
so
out
cool.
with Cleveland.
Chris, oh my God, yeah, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so cool. And they built a new stage, but you walk in the bar, it's the same bar top, same floor, same carpet, same walls as it was like 50 years
I
ago.
love it.
Bro.
And you know what's funny is like mayors, governors, senators, lawyers, like important people from Knoxville have gone there and
Big
just
time.
spent their time hanging out. That's where like all the Knoxville elite go to act like they're poor, maybe.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, big money big important people go there to hang out and just to kick it off and kick out and just
and relax.
relax. Yeah.
Wear their docksiders with no socks and have a good old time.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. That would be a cool place to make my every weekly thing. So would Next Level. So would Gypsy. I don't know what to do. I'm just looking for that place here in Knoxville.
Well, what's kind of cool though is that we have all of that. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody. I mean, there's more places to play in Knoxville than ever before. And that's
Than ever before.
kind
I
of
predicted this back in 2008. I said, man, as soon as they finish these highways, Knoxville is going to step up to the plate and knock it out of the park, which they've done. And you know what? Who we have to thank? We have a handful of people I can think off the bat, but I will tell you, Scott and Bernadette have just been, they're amazing. What they've done for this city is incredible. Ashley Capps has done 11 days, you know.
Ashley Capps has done a stupid work for this town.
I
can't
know.
believe it.
Yeah. Oh my God. So many killer events, you know.
I have to thank Ashley Capps for taking me to Bonnaroo.
Oh, really? That's great. Nice.
And I got to actually meet him recently. He was judging one of the singer-songwriter contests.
Really? Where?
It was at the Bijou. And it was, they've got a state-sponsored singer-songwriter contest now.
Yeah, I almost won that last year.
Yeah?
I almost won it, and I screwed up my favorite song, Crashing Waves, and I left the bridge out. I think if I'd included the bridge, I would have won it.
But he was there, and I went up to him and I shook his hand, and I was just like, thank you for taking my ass to Bonnaroo. That was the best experience of my life.
So you and Big Country Empty Bottle played then?
It was Art Van Delay, the jam band that I had before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great band. You guys killed it.
Yeah, and we got to open, we played right in between Cypress Hill and Radiohead, and it was just,
Yeah, man.
It was good and it was bad, because I've never really climbed to that height ever since, and it's bugged me.
Oh yeah.
But I'll get there again.
Oh yeah. And we got some great reporters in this town, Jack Renfro, and you know, currently who's killing it for this town is Rusty Odom and his newspaper Blank magazine.
Yeah.
He has taken up the slack, and we miss our dear Metropulse. And he has taken up the slack, and he's waving the flag, and man, I love Rusty. He's a great guy.
And then like we got Wayne Bledsoe.
And Wayne Bledsoe, I love him so much. Wayne Bledsoe's amazing.
Tune in every Thursday at 6 o'clock for the 6 o'clock swerve to listen to Wayne Bledsoe, and then tune in every Saturday night at midnight. And he's got a 3-hour show here on Real Knoxville Music where he just hangs out in the studio up in the Sun Sphere and parties with some old musicians.
That's so cool, man. I love Wayne. I want to come up.
You gotta hit him up for that one.
I'll reach out to Wayne and see what he says.
He likes to keep the screwdrivers flowing. So.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. I love going vodka and orange juice. I love it. How cool. So Rich was thinking I should play Crashing Waves.
I like that. That's probably one of my favorite ones. In fact, I'm just gonna hang back and let you do this one because I want to watch it.
All right, okay. Well, all right. Well, then so be it. I'm going to do something new on this one. I usually haven't played harmonica on this one in the past. Making that smile, that whiskey. I need it, man. My allergies have been kicking my butt this week.
Whiskey's good for allergies. I didn't know. That's a screw Zyrtec. Screw whiskey, man.
Allergy medicine. Just drink it out the bottle.
Cure all.
All right, here we go. Oh. It's a weird tuning. I was stoned when I wrote the song.
Better reason for me to just hang back and let you do it.
Got a choice there. Just kidding. I could tune better if I was stoned. Just kidding. Good thing I did that because that's the wrong harmonica.
And if y'all are just tuning in, we're brought to you by Hutch and Howard Realty, Raven Records, and Rarities and Union Place Bar and Grill. Here's Kirk, Florida.
Yeah. Standing at the water's edge, where the land meets the sea, amid the turquoise blue and green of the Caribbean, the light shines down in waves, racing across the shore, and I stand here so small, but I'm alive, and I feel alive, yeah, in the crashing waves. Underneath the light and shadows of the full moon, I see the silhouette of soldiers on the shore. They've been searching here for days now, with their guns and in full gear. A week ago they found 700 kilos of cocaine here. Just wash upon the shore, wash upon the shore. Oh, and now you're searching for more in the crashing waves. And all across the world, we're waging battle. Oh, I can see all the time in the greed of men. Where the strong will protect their soul and their mind from the devil, and with God's help we'll survive through these crashing waves. Oh, oh, these crashing waves. These crashing waves. 3,000 years ago, a million people stand on this land, building what we still can do today. Oh, and why won't we turn and learn from the lessons of the past and find a way to make our civilization last through these crashing waves? Oh, 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 these crashing waves. Oh. Standing at the water's edge, where the land meets the sea, amid the turquoise, blue and green of the Caribbean, the light shines down in waves, racing across the shore. And I stand here so small, but I'm alive, and I feel alive. Oh, crashing waves, in these crashing waves, oh, oh, in these crashing waves. My voice is not ready for that. Sorry.
No, that was the big one. For me, I remember hearing that early on.
Well,
I have to ask you a question though. My buddy Tiger, I don't know if you know him.
Tiger Williams?
Yeah.
I love Tiger Williams.
He was telling me that there's some truth to that story.
Oh, that's the crashing waves? Oh yeah, seriously. 700 kilos of cocaine floated up on the shore a week before we showed up. There's the guy, Keith, come in here. Keith, come
So,
here.
yeah, no, I would
Keith.
love to substantiate the story.
This is the guy, Keith Carnes, who say hi to Tiger Williams, by the way.
Oh yeah, Tiger's out there. I know Tiger Williams from Mountain Pecan. He appeared in high school too. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Keith tried like hell to get me to go to Mexico with him for many, many years. And finally I went, saved up whatever money I needed. And we went and traveled, and so we basically got down to the Mexican border and got on the Mexican bus system out of AO and started traveling around. We each had our backpacks. Keith told me what to do. Get your backpack, get a big backpack you can carry. Take your guitar if you want, but you're gonna have to be responsible for it, of course. It's my baby, I'm taking it. I found a gig down there playing in a place called Papaya Republic. But the first year, so Keith and I, we skip all the touristic places. Hell with Cancun, We did go to Playa del Carmen, but that is hopping. So Keith, tell us about the Tulum.
Well, we were south of Tulum, and this is after Hurricane Anna hit, and today it's like really posh. Back then they had a generator. The hurricane blew out all the power lines, and none of the clubs or bars or anything you wanted to do for that matter had electricity after 10 at night. So it was just kind of an intense sunset scene going in until about 10, and then boom. And now think about rave parties, and it goes 24/7 now. But this is back when Kirk was there.
Yeah, and we were smoking a joint, all of us, like a circle, as a group of us, and all of a sudden I look over and I see like 6 or 7 Mexican military, soldiers with machine guns and their camo and full gear boots. And it is a total true story. I go to hide the joint, and the guys that we're with, it's on the Euro Trash Traveler Trail, the Gringo Trail, or whatever you want to call it. So we're hanging out with people from Europe, from all over the world, Argentina, from just everywhere. And we're smoking this joint, all of us from all these different countries. It was a great moment of camaraderie between us all. And they're like, hey man, you don't have to hide that. They're not looking for that. I'm like, what? And then they told us, 700 kilos floated up on the beach last week. I'm like, what? So then we traveled after that. We went down to Mahawal, and there's this blonde lady who had bought like 4 hectares or whatever. Keith, tell us about her.
I'm walking out on this.
Oh my God. She had collected a big bale of weed floated up on the beach. And she collected it, harvested it, broke it up, and put it in shoe boxes and buried the shoe boxes everywhere on the beach. She didn't even remember where the shoe boxes were. And she made pot brownies so strong that we were like, Keith was in his hammock like, Kirk, I can't move, man, hand me my beer. It was so much fun. Oh my God. And then we went to Palenque in the jungle. Oh, that's another story.
Well, that's cool, because according to Tiger, you found the cocaine.
Oh, really? Isn't it funny how the stories change?
Yeah, it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah. Kirk found the cocaine and made $1 million.
Yeah.
And he built a big palace.
I was like, I don't know if that story adds up.
I used to have a phrase, you can't fart without hearing about you shitting the next day.
But yeah, how do you know Tiger?
I
Just
am a
partying
Tiger
in NASA?
I used to play every Thursday night at Hawkeyes on campus.
Oh, Hawkeyes.
And then Scott Miller would play every Friday at Hawkeyes.
Animal Hour, that's
Animal Hour, oh
yeah.
my God.
What was it? Kevin Nicely tried to buy that stuff and get it bumping again like old Hawkeyes.
Kevin Nicely, what an awesome dude. Man.
Yeah.
Kevin Nicely, how come another great Knoxvillian.
Yeah, he is. And I ended up hanging out there. He had got a few of the UT Jazz guys to do some stuff there, and his bar never panned out because nobody cares about jazz.
Oh my God, I know, right? Jeez.
I put a lot of work into that shit, and it's fun, but nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody wants a good guy anymore. Nobody wants a good guy anymore.
Well, we got time for one more tune, I think.
Okay.
What you want to do, man?
That's it.
We'll do Life's What You Make It, or Home, or Life's What You Make It. You're probably familiar with that. Home
Yeah.
is a song that I haven't played in a long time
You're
because.
supposed to do bare bones.
Oh, Bare Bones.
You don't
That's
have
it.
to.
That's it.
You
No.
can do whatever you want, man.
Bare Bones is fun.
You're the
Alright.
You're the
Well,
boss.
Home will be on the new album.
So you just said nobody wants a good guy anymore, so I thought that's what you're gonna play. It was your intro.
Well, I love that song. I love playing that song. Nobody wants a good guy anymore. So I'll trade in my heart for an affordable whore, because nobody wants a good guy anymore. That's a fun song to play.
We played this up in the Sun here a little while back.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't recorded, and maybe that's a good thing.
With another wonderful Knoxvillian, Mr. Chris Marshall.
Chris Marshall, yeah.
Love him.
Would
Great
go
dude.
out to Barrel House every Monday. He's got his open mic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Chris is killing.
Yeah, Chris is a great dude, man.
No, he's been throwing lots of gigs at me. It's been paying my bills. I'm happy with Chris.
Yeah, he's an enabler. He's got great energy. He wants to make it happen, and he does. He makes it
Right.
happen, and he's a diligent guy, and he's such a wonderful dude.
I do appreciate people like him who kind of put their own ego aside and just like, I want y'all to shine.
Yeah, he does. He's an enabler. He's a great guy, man,
Mm-hmm.
in all the best senses of the word. All right, here we go.
Some bare bones.
More voice. Get my voice ready. Take my allergy medicine here. I'm sorry my voice isn't on the top game right now.
I was actually going to compliment your voice is filling up this room probably better than
Great.
anybody ever.
Yeah, I did inherit my grandfather's lungs. My grandfather from Spain was a world famous opera tenor, Miguel Fleta. He was compared with Caruso for being the greatest opera tenor in history.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So
I
you've
didn't-
got some punch behind your voice that just kind of makes people be like, okay, you doing something.
Yeah, I got this. It used to get me in trouble as a kid. You know, my big brother and my big sister would be like, "Shh, Kirk, we're trying to sneak you in." You know, because my dad would go to bed, son. You know, okay, Dad, whatever. And just go to bed. And then my sister, my brother would wake me up like, "Come on, Kirk, we're gonna sneak you upstairs, but don't be loud, okay?" You know, okay.
All right.
Wait, let me get the harmonica switched out. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I inherited my grandfather's operatic sinus cavities, which is a good thing for singers, but a bad thing if you got allergies. Bare bones, got to get down to bare bones. Bare bones, gotta get down to bare bones. If you're worried mind, get down to bare bones. Complicate this, ditch, don't out, sent by man, that's where it's at. Bare bones, gotta get down to bare bones. If you long time, get on down to bare bones. Well, I've got a friend, takes a gallon of grog, every day she sails, except his dog. Bare bones, gotta get down to bare bones. If you're low on time, get down to bare bones. Well, you eat too much, you might get that. You got too much money, don't know where it's at. Bare bones, well, bare bones, yeah, gotta get down to bare bones. If you broke worried mind, get down to bare bones. Yeah. Easy to get yourself all tied up, but the man you think to do one day. Got your places to go, one of your people to see, and a bunch of BS that doesn't really matter anyway. Oh, got a wheel stick in my pocket now. Bed bones, gotta get down to bed bones. If you don't worry, man, get down to bed bones. And if your house is all flooded and you just can't breathe, sell all your shit, set yourself free. Bed bones, bed bones, gotta get down to bed bones. If you're low on time, get down to bed bones. Alternate lyrics. If your brain's all cluttered and you just can't think, smoke another joint, have another drink. Bed bones, bed bones, gotta get down to bed bones. If you don't worry, man, get down to bed bones. Even if you're low on time, get down to bed bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, Kirk.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. Well, I've had a blast, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to bring my voice next time.
Oh, you brought plenty. Well, I hope to see you. I can't wait for this new album. You're gonna have to keep me posted when that stuff comes out. When's the next show?
Okay, so I'm playing a fraternity party tomorrow for the Kappa Sigs, and I look forward to it. I'm going to introduce one of my new songs, Tootsie Roll, to those guys. Oh my God, I think they're gonna love that song. It's about an edible. This guy gave me a Tootsie Roll. He said, "Don't eat the whole thing, man. Cut it in half." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I ate the whole thing 2 days later, forgot, you know. Like, oh. And I wrote the song called Tootsie Roll, so I'm gonna play it for him tomorrow night at the Kappa Sig house. And then Tuesday night, the next night, I'm playing in Gatlinburg at my local hometown gig, the old Three Jimmys, from 7 to 10. And then this week, I know that I'm playing Saturday night at the Rolling Gnome with my full band, my killer band. I got Jeremy Carragher on the bass, and I got Mark Meyer on the keys. We got Bob Knapp on the sax. I don't know if Bob's going to be on this one. I think he's out of town, but we got a killer band. We
I love
got
Bob.
James Brazard on the drums. Yeah, Bob Knapp is just like,
Bob's the man.
we tell, if we've got some band members that haven't played with Bob, we tell them, you're about to be napped. Bob Knapp on the sax. So, yeah, man, and my best friend Mark Meyer on the keys, he's so amazing. So, it's going to be fun.
Nice.
Blast, man. And then, okay, so that's this week. I got a really good month, a lot of gigs. But looking for that hometown Knoxville steady weekly gig somewhere so I can like create a scene.
So just check out the Kirk Fleta social media.
Yeah, my Facebook page. You know, I use my home page. My artist page, I have one, but I just don't use it. I don't know why. I just use my regular.
That's what I do.
I mean, it's just
More people pay attention to my regular page than my
Yeah.
artist page.
yeah.
The artist page is kind of late to dust now.
And but Facebook limits me, or limits all of us, only 5,000 friends. So I've got 5,000 friends. I'm maxed out on my regular page, but I've got like 800 friend requests that I can't.
Yeah, that's a little annoying.
So I need to send them all a message like, just go to my artist page and like it, and then we're connected, and sending messages back and forth there, and we're good. You know, I guess that's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, Instagram is the way now, and then apparently even TikTok is taking that over. So it's hard to keep up.
Really? Yes, it is. Yeah, I think I want to put this Tootsie Roll song on TikTok. You know,
No, and apparently that'll work. I don't. Do you know Brandon Folsom?
the name's familiar.
He's a local singer-songwriter. He's got a show on Real Knoxville Music, but he's actually making some serious money on TikTok.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's savvy with NFTs.
Yeah, and he's posting. He does a lot of like I'm a liberal country boy kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like where he just rants, and he's making money off of it somehow.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, good for him. Good for our local hometown boy there. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome, yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I am looking into doing that. I'm gonna try to stick with the future. I've always been a little bit tech savvy, but probably gonna need that. There's this guy in town. His name's Clay DeFore. Really smart guy. It's a great videographer. I'm gonna ask him for
Appreciate the
help.
shout out.
So yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to the future. I'm working on this new album and super excited about it. I usually do my own artwork. I'm like on Adobe Illustrator, so I'll probably do some crazy stuff. But I have a friend of mine who created my logo for me, and his name is Chris Gray, and he's Dan Gray, his son Dan Gray, and he's the grandson of Jim Gray, the Jim Gray Galler from Gatlinburg. And Dan Gray is working. He's got a gallery on Glades Road at Gatlinburg, and he is doing some really cool stuff, man. But he created my logo for me.
Nice.
And I just had him put on my guitar picks.
Oh, you got the guitar picks?
Yeah, finally,
Yeah.
man. I'm excited about that. So yeah, super stoked about the new album. Got new merch coming out. Oh yeah, my new shirts. They say they got a line on the back of them from Bare Bones. I've got a friend. He drinks a gallon of grog, and everything's for sale except his dog. And that's about a personal friend of mine, Jim Kelly, who he used to sell crap on the side of the road. And you'd be like, Jim, is this for sale? He'd say, it's all for sale, but the dog.
That's brilliant.
And then he sold his dogs.
And then he sold the dog.
Yeah, that's funny, Rich. And then he sold the dog.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. I'm not sure who my guest will be, but I'm sure it'll be somebody fun. Live from the Sun Sphere, this has been Patient with Lil Ross. We've had Kirk Fleta. Thanks for being here, Kirk.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me, man.
As always, eat your vegetables, practice your scales, and stay off the bad drugs. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good advice, man. Cheers, y'all. Oh, you got it. Nice. Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Kirk.
Thanks for having me. I
You
wanna-
gotta play that song at Bare Bones. The Bare
Of the
Bones.
Bare Bones Festival.
Yeah.
No
Are you
shit.
doing-
That's
are
what I
you
said, I
doing
can't
Bare
believe,
Bones?
I mean,
I gotta find out who throws this festival because
It's,
Rich was asking me.
just the other day, I
I know
was like,
Gilly's involved in it a lot. I don't know if he's handling it
Gilly
at
is?
all, but
David is.
Steven. Fuck. I can't
that's
remember the guy's name.
that festival is like perfectly tailored for that song. Like I can't.
Well, no, that's what I played it. I actually agreed to play the festival a few years ago because I was like, this has to be Kirk Fleta's festival.
right.
I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
And I got there and I was like, where's Kirk?
That's funny, man.
You could have sued.
Remember I used to walk around, Ben Manning gave me a top hat. I used to walk around shirtless with a top hat on. I don't want to jump in that river and cool off, come back out and put my top hat on and walk around like boss. And I was so stressed out, but then Rich was like stressed out too because
He's
he's
standing in
trying
my house, I'm the one running around doing everything, stressed out himself, and he's like, oh yeah, we gotta do all this today. I didn't even care.
I mean,
It's
mine,
always tiki torches.
the tiki torches,
That was the
100
same
tiki
thing,
torches,
yeah.
100 of them. And I would have Jeremiah and Joshua fill the tiki torches. I'd give them the Tupperware bins, and I'd taken cardboard and cut holes for all the tiki torch things and say, all right, fill all these, you know.
My list is this long, Kirk's like,
See,
yeah, we gotta get tiki torches.
Oh man, my big thing, well, I chose all the bands, booked all the bands, and then I did all the artwork on my computer on the Adobe Illustrator, and the tickets, man.
They had nice
Did all the
tickets,
artwork.
right?
Nice tickets. They were nice, weren't they?
Something you wanna keep, you know?